Welcome to Illuminati Silver. We tell you the truth about silver. Today is Monday, the 5th of July, 2021, and we're carrying out our regular morning update on the news, financials, and gold and silver prices. The US markets are closed today for their Independence Day holiday, and so perhaps trading may be lighter than usual. There are some issues in the world worth looking at, and especially oil, as OPEC Plus are currently in dispute, and gold and silver prices are up this morning. Finally, before we look at today's figures, on Wednesday this week we shall be publishing our first video on our Crypto Plus channel, so please do not miss that, and we've placed a link to that channel in the description box below in case you haven't subscribed. If cryptocurrencies, definance, blockchain, and the future of investment is of interest to you, then please do go to that channel, subscribe and press the bell sign so as we produce the videos, you'll be notified. Let's get on with what's happening today. Well, welcome to this wonderful Monday morning, 5th of July, 9:40, well actually 9:38 GMT plus 1, and happy holidays to those celebrating Independence Day in the United States today. Though Independence Day was yesterday, of course, everyone has a bank holiday today. But not here in the UK and in Europe. So let's take a look at the main news headlines this morning. This will be a shorter than normal video. OPEC Plus crisis deepens as Saudi Arabia refuses to budge. And we'll take just a quick look at that in a few moments. Johnson tells Britons to use judgment when COVID curbs end. We're going to curb the restrictions on COVID. But Johnson is warning people still maintain a degree of caution. We've got US stocks futures fall. Traders monitor oil spat markets wrap. Okay, this is trading while the market is closed. Fair enough. Credit Suisse strategist sees a $1 trillion problem for the money markets. That's quite interesting. We won't go into that now. It'll be a little bit too heavy for this Monday morning. So let's take a look at this oil crisis, as it seems to be the biggest piece of news for the moment. Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates cranked up the tension in their OPEC standoff as the rare diplomatic spat between longtime allies leaves the global economy guessing how much oil it will get next month. The bitter clash has forced OPEC Plus, which is OPEC plus Russia, to halt talks twice already, with the next meeting scheduled for Monday, putting markets in limbo as oil continues its inflationary surge above $75 a barrel. Remember we said they're trying to get it up to 80, and some people were talking of $100. With the cartel discussing its production policy not only for the rest of the year but also into 2022, the solution to the standoff will shape the market and industry into next year. And what we've got to also appreciate is while these people are manipulating the price through supply, you're also likely to have an increase in demand over the next year as the global economy comes out of its pandemic lockdown recession. And we shall see what happens going forward. We won't go any further into that. Let's look at the BBC. What's going on here? PM to set out final lockdown easing for England. We're expecting that very shortly. He says we still need some rules on masks. Experts are warning cases will rise, but the NHS will manage it. And it makes no sense to stop wearing masks, according to the BMA. US troops must leave by deadline. Afghan Taliban. US firms considering rival offer for Morrison's, one of our largest supermarket chains, has been bid for. Queen awards the George Cross to NHS and praises staff. And broadly, that's the news this morning. We'll mention Jeff Bezos on the US news. Going to the United States. Again, this Miami apartment block demolished over safety fears. 500 Swedish stores are forced to close due to the ripple effects of a major cyber attack. And this is going to happen more and more frequently, without any doubt at all in our minds. And of course, we all know Jeff Bezos is leaving his role as the CEO of Amazon. And basically there's an interesting article about what sort of boss he is. Can we blame him for leaving? Not really. When you're the richest man in the world, do you really need to work? I'm sure there are many, many hobbies he could adopt. But I've no doubt he'll still keep a finger in the corporate world. What's happening to the dollar? Well, it's still broadly unchanged, minus 0.02 at 92.2. Stocks, of course, American markets closed. So they closed up on Friday, as we mentioned in our weekly report on Saturday, and we repeated that report under a different heading yesterday. However, in Europe and UK, markets broadly down or marginally up in terms of the United Kingdom. Nothing really of great significance. And in Asian markets overnight, Asia Pacific markets overnight, broadly down 0.5%. Looking at oil prices, up very marginally at the moment, but well above $75, $75.28 for crude, $76.33 for Brent crude as opposed to WTI crude. Now, before we look at gold and silver prices this morning, just a quick look at what's likely to be affected in terms of economic data. Well, there's nothing scheduled today because of Independence Day holiday. But tomorrow, important because we have the market and the ISM services index. So we'll keep a lookout for that. Important day on Wednesday, important day on Thursday, and a very marginally important day Friday. It's one of those rare events where Friday is the least important day. Okay, let's look at gold then. Well, this morning, it's up nearly $4 this morning. So we now have gold at $17.92. It's obviously going to try and aim for that 1800, and as we said in the weekly update, we're going to see some vacillation potentially between 1750 and 1800. We're not surprised to see a slight incline this morning, but of course with the American market closed, that will have an effect. Having said that, of course, look at this. We had an initial dip in the first couple of hours, and then a recovery, a dip, recovery, dip, and then a reasonable recovery. And we're exceeding the opening price. Silver, that's up to 12 cents, 26.61. Will it test $27 today? It's very possible. Might also test $26. We'll wait and see. And Bitcoin now is up over the last 24 hours by $737. For those who, like us, have been looking at stock markets for 30 or 40 years, we have to admit there is nothing more exciting than watching the crypto markets in terms of price movement. You really don't know where you are, not only from one day to the next, but very often from 1 minute, literally, to the next. And let's just have a quick look at the videos we've produced. We did Independence Day Gold and Silver update, which was a repeat, really, of our weekly update. And as you can see, when we did the weekly update on Saturday, we only had 659 views. But when we did the same video yesterday, under a different heading, and perhaps without the Illuminati name, it got promoted a little bit better by YouTube, and we got 955 views, even though it's had 24 hours less viewing time. Have a look at this one. It doesn't seem to have been very popular, but is the fascination for online trading apps healthy or dangerous? It's talking about the potential for almost gambling addiction for youngsters who are now using trading apps, whether they're trading shares or cryptocurrencies, or for that matter, some of them are getting involved in what are called CFDs or futures markets and things where there is potentially very high risk, all from the comfort of their phone. And we did a video as well on Saturday, Inflation is Not Dead, and that looks at a report highlighting that perhaps the inflation rate we're being told by the media, by government, by central banks, does not really reflect the true rate that we are paying. That's it for now. Have a great holiday for those in the United States. Have a great day for everyone else. And let's hope this proves to be a most prosperous week for us all. And finally, please do give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, press the bell sign, and we'll see you again soon. Disclaimer. Illuminati silver owners come from a background of banking, international wealth management and economics. Having now retired from these worlds, we are not qualified to give investment advice. Therefore, this and other productions must not be deemed to be giving such advice and merely represent the personal views of its owners.